Hey, what's up? Wow, there's already somebody here. Hello, thank you for stopping in. And this is aloveproductions. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Yes, it's me, April Love, here in Boston, wishing you a blessed time. Truly hope you're finding reasons to smile, to laugh, to enjoy life, to appreciate everything and everyone around you. Thank you for the thumbs up. And uh, as the title says, yes, I need everybody's help. I need as many people to help me out as possible. Hey Zena, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. So, if you haven't watched it yet, my last vlog I put out today about trying to save my marriage. If you haven't watched it yet, first go watch it. Second, share it out as much as you could possibly share it. Harmony, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Give me that like, give those likes, put those thumbs up. Um, the reason why I made that video today, and it was a last minute decision before I went to work to put that video together. Um, if you watch the video, you'll know exactly what it is. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Um, if you don't know the backstory about my marriage, been married for 12 years. Not 12 years. I've been married for 6 years. My husband lives in Morocco, has never been here. Yes, I'm married in Morocco. For the first 3 years, we were trying to work with immigration to get him here. It didn't work out. They believed that we were had a false marriage. We didn't have enough new evidence to give them. So we had to withdraw our case and and it got automatically revoked. Since then, I haven't had enough money. We haven't had enough money or any avenue to really get any kind of legal help. There are organizations nearby, but none that could really help us the way we need the help. And financially, I can't afford a lawyer. I can't afford to even go visit my husband in Morocco. I haven't seen my husband in 3 years. And as you can imagine, yes, it's taken a great toll on our relationship. We tried very hard to stay connected the best we can. My husband has it very much harder than I do in Morocco. Um, and um, last night, in the thought of separating and going our separate ways has come up multiple times, again, for obvious reasons. But last night he brought it up again, and originally hi guys, thank you all for coming in. He brought it up again, and I originally agreed and wanted to respect his wishes, because I completely understand wanting to have a life and start a family, and this is something that it's important to both of us, and we love each other enough to know to be able to say if we have to let go, we'll let go. But I'm also the type of person that never gives up, doesn't want to give up. So I made the video that I made today asking for anybody and anyone Hold on a minute. That's taken care of. Sorry about that, Remy. Um, um, so I made the video that I made today, and I have it in the link to this video, to this live stream as well. I believe I put the right link. But if you can go to the video I put up today, if you can go to the video that I put up today, not only like it or comment on it, but please share it. I need, you know, I've even tagged and reached out to other bigger YouTubers, hoping that they see it and are willing to at least watch the video and feel compelled to share. Um, because I don't know what other avenue to go when I don't have the funds to even go visit my husband, let alone try to get a lawyer or start immigration over again. And it's something we both want to do. And there are reasons why I can't just get up and move to Morocco. And to be honest with you, life isn't as any, people think it's hard living here in the States with the way things are run. My husband has his own set of issues in Morocco. The thing that breaks my heart even more is he's got a couple of medical issues that he can't take care of. One of them is arthritis. And again, money is a big issue on trying to get the help that he needs over there. So yeah, one more. The video is called "One More Try to Save My Marriage." So if you can share that on your channel, whether on your channels, on your Twitter, on wherever you want to share it, please feel free. Whether it's legal help, financial help, I honestly don't know what avenue to look for help. We've been at a standstill for the last 3 years, and I've posted videos before over the years about our struggle and our journey, but I don't want to focus on the struggle. I don't want to focus on what we don't have anymore. I started to get upset earlier today, and it's the big reason why I made the video that I made. I made that video about an hour before I had to go to work, an hour or two before I had to leave for work, because at first I was okay with the idea, I was like, I wanted to respect my husband's wishes of, possibly ending the marriage, but then I started thinking and started feeling and started I don't want to go that route as much as I've had people, for obvious reasons, for a lot of obvious reasons, people have told us to go our separate ways. We've ourselves, including last night, have moments of saying maybe we should just go our separate ways and start a new life or start fresh or whatever. And it's not even because there's any anger or hate or resentful to one another. It's because of the circumstances. But we both have our love continues to keep us where we are. Our faith continues to keep us together. Me personally not wanting to give up. Thank you, cooks, for coming in. So yeah, again, that's why I need people's help. I don't need help necessarily with money. Sorry, I thought I heard something. All right, give me a moment. Hold on a moment, please. I'm trying to get rid of somebody. All right. Hopefully, I got rid of him. But hi, how are you? Thank you for coming in, everybody. And sorry if I haven't said hello to everybody yet. I was just in the middle of explaining why I'm calling it. I need your help. Again, if you haven't watched my video from earlier today called "My One More Chance to Try to Save My Marriage," um, if you watched it, I appreciate all the love and prayers. But if you can also share that video with your audience on Twitter, on wherever, you know, I'm trying to get the law of attraction to work for me here. That I get in touch with the right people that can help me. Because it's not even just about it's not only just about getting legal help. Because of everything that's going on in this country, I also want to be specific about the kind of help that I get. Because my husband is in a Islamic dense country, I want someone that knows the rules and knows how to, you know, work the system that to help people get here legitimately and just can give us the right help with everything that's going on in this country at the moment when it comes to you know Middle Eastern, because that's one, you know I know I've tried here in Boston, and they kind of give me the I've gotten kind of the runaround saying, oh, we don't help with that. Or I've actually done um I just that I probably before I just as I started getting get notice got new notices from immigration 3 years ago. I went through an immigration organization here in Boston to try to get a lawyer pro bono, um, to help me with my case, and they referred me to a law firm who, you know, well, that's the thing. We don't know what he can do now because the fact that our last case, the petition was revoked because we were advised to withdraw the case because we couldn't get new evidence. You know, and I don't know if he can qualify to because it got revoked. If he could qualify for a tourist visa, I don't know if you know because it's gonna look like a red flag. That he's trying a different type of visa to get here, or and that's why I want legal representation that can really understand and work. Know someone that really knows the rules, and you know and help us get over the hurdles that we know we're gonna face. Okay, so I don't want to get into too many details, but so the first case, and I completely understand why it's a bunch of red flags. Okay, first of all, we met through my mother-in-law. I knew my mother-in-law for 2 years. I met him online. I went, yeah. I met him online in 2011, and we started talking. Originally um, Zena might know a little bit. Zena, you might know a little bit about this. Um, Being part of the Muslim community um, in Morocco, and I know a lot of Islamic countries are like this. You know, you know, we didn't have necessarily an arranged marriage, but what had happened was my mother-in-law was trying to do kind of the traditional thing and ask me for my hand in marriage for her son. This is again a traditional type thing in not just the Islamic world, but a lot of cultures have the same thing where it's not necessarily an arranged thing where it's between the parents or between the family. If parents find a suitable mate for their child, they ask the child, they ask the family or the person that they think would be a good match. Um, and originally I had said no because I'm American. I don't do that. We meet, we talk. I grew up the way a lot of Americans did. You meet, you get to know each other, you fall in love, and all the mushy stuff, and you go that route. And at the time, I was getting over a different relationship, and um, but after a little bit of kind of thinking about it, and people constantly telling me, "Oh, you should meet somebody new, you should go out, you should do whatever," I was like, you know what? Let me at least talk to the guy, and at the very least, I make another new friend. So we connected online. We talked for a while, um, and and felt like we actually did, we did really connect off the back. And after literally about a month or so in, I was like, you know what? Let's take the leap of faith. I said, I have to come visit you first to see if this is something we really want to do. And I went to visit him, and by the time I left, I was married to him in 2012. Um, so a couple of red flags for immigration is I knew his mother first. Second, we got married very soon after meeting. And three, my husband is kind of a stereotypical guy that doesn't speak much and gets to the point and whatever. And when he went for his interview, the immigration officers didn't like his responses to some of the questions. And yeah. What is it like in Morocco? Um, well, let me put it this way. Let me put some stereotypes to rest. They live just like we do, in the sense that people, family, you know, family is very, the family culture is very strong. Um, Never been on a plane. I want to say that was the first time for me out of the country, but if you consider Canada to be out of the country, it's still North America, but if you consider it out of the country, I've been to Canada, but as far as like overseas, Morocco's the first place I've ever gone out of or overseas and stuff. But Morocco is definitely, and I don't travel well either, so. Don't consider Mexico or Canada. So, I did technically cross a border, but I also cross borders when I go into New Hampshire and Maine and Connecticut and Rhode Island and you know, there may only be state borders, but True, but unfortunately, this whole immigration thing with me and my husband happened during the Obama administration, and I actually like Obama, so I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming. Yeah, I don't want to blame anyone really. The only thing that I can say wholeheartedly is what a lot of people, especially the current administration and their fans, um, don't want to see is that immigration is completely broken, and when it comes to things like the marital things, for a fact that there's plenty of people coming into this country under false marriages. Me and my husband actually had a genuine marriage, and because of a few, because of what they consider to be red flags, and are completely understandable to some extent. Like I said, we got married very quickly. I met him through his mother. You know, to them those are to them it's red flags. But you can't really get to know a person's relationship when it's primarily based on paper and a few questions to one person. Maybe you can feel it a little bit, but every person reacts a different way. I completely, I know that, I know, yeah. I know, I don't want to give up, and that's why, like I said, this is not my first time putting a video up like this. It's been a long time since I put a video up like this because I don't want to focus on what's happened in the past. I don't even want to focus on where we are right now, because the fact that I do believe in the law of attraction, I know that if I continue to look at that we're still apart, I can't visit him, I have no money to go visit him, I'm going to continue to have that as my experience. And my husband's a whole other story. My husband is in a severe depression. And my husband, wow, you went that back. Thank you, Mixed Legacy, for going back that far to actually look up those videos. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Immigration, when I originally, let's put it this way, when I originally applied for the petition, it was like $420. I think it's now $600 or more just for the first round of paperwork. for the first round of paperwork, it's, I think like 650 now. I have no idea. It could have went up. The only reason why I know it's that price is because I have a cousin who's engaged to a friend of mine who lives in Egypt, and they're going through their own hell with immigration. He could have been here in my cousin's fiance and one of my best friends in Egypt could have been here in December, but the Egyptian embassy never got in contact with them, claimed that they did, but nobody actually got emails or anything. Well, I do have the link for the PayPal down below in the description, and I've been putting it in the description of all my videos recently anyway. I think I started doing that last week. I don't remember. But it's one of the first things you should see in my, on the top of my links. I have in the description of all my videos, including most of my live streams, I have the links to all my social media. The very first two links right now are for my PayPal and for aloveproductions.com, because aloveproductions.com is just important to me as my family and the content that I create. For me, I'm not chasing numbers on YouTube to chase numbers. I'm not even chasing the numbers, but what supporters or subscribers are to me, and those of you who have actually gotten something from my content and you continue to come back, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people to connect with, to relate to inspire, to be inspired by. Zena is fans of a couple of the same YouTubers that I am: Roman Atwood, FuzzyTube, Alex Wasabi. These guys have inspired and motivated me in so many ways. And again, I'm gonna credit Fuzzy. I'm crediting Fuzzy for giving me the inspiration to put up this video again, because I want to follow the law of attraction. I don't want to believe that my marriage is that this is where we are now. I don't know why that was deleted, but thank you. And one of the other flags is, and unfortunately, when we got married, and my husband's gonna hate that I bring some of this stuff up, but when we first got married, my husband had just got certified as a mechanic for the cargo ships. Because if you don't know where Morocco is, Morocco's on the coast of northern Africa. So cargo, they're a prime place for cargo ships and fishing and, all that stuff. The thing is, just as he got certified, just just as he got certified, we got married and we started the immigration process. And we were fearful that if he went out to sea to work, that we wouldn't be able to contact him if immigration needed something from him. Because on the cargo ships, they don't have, or at least the ones that he would have been on wouldn't have internet. He wouldn't have phone access. And even if he did, it's not like the ship, the captain's going to go, okay, we're going to bring you back to shore. So he didn't get to go to work. That means he wasn't making an income. I was making an income. Again, red flag. Completely understandable. And I'm stopping for a minute because I'm trying to control myself from getting too emotional. And I haven't been, I'll be honest with you, I haven't gotten emotional about it in a long time. Because like I said, I've tried to put some of it out of my head because I don't want to focus on the negative. I don't want to focus on what is. I know what is. I know where we are. I know it breaks my heart knowing what my husband is going through. Not only was my husband not able to work the 3 years we were waiting, once we got our petition got revoked and all that got settled, because he hadn't gone to sea, he couldn't get work with his certification. They said it was outdated because he didn't have work hours, because he didn't have experience behind the certification, that he would have to get recertified. Because he didn't have money, and I didn't have enough money to help him with that, or the family didn't have enough money. He watches YouTube, but I don't know how much of my channel he watches, because his English isn't that great, so he may not watch too much of it. I'm sure he checks in every now and again to see what I'm doing, but he's a stereotypical guy that does what he does. I'll just leave it at that. I will. Thank you for coming in. Well, that's the other thing, is I don't have a whole lot of people that I can turn to for that. I don't have a whole lot of people that I can ask to co-sign for stuff, or to, yeah. So, I mean, even when we first applied for immigration, my mother-in-law, helped me pay for the fees and everything. And now she can't, she has her own debt that she has to pay. I know there's another way. I just need to connect with people. I know if I can connect with the right people, and maybe going through social media is not the greatest way, because I could always be scammed that way as well. But inshallah, for those of you who doesn't know what inshallah means, God willing, I believe in the law of attraction. I believe in the power of prayer. I believe in God. Between me and my husband is the more religious one. Me, I follow how I feel inside. I believe in God. I did convert to Islam, but I consider myself more spiritual than religious. And I believe, I'm the one that tells him all the time, don't give up We gotta stay focused on the things that make us happy. Focus on keeping ourselves happy. You know. Before that got revoked, and before I even heard from immigration, I tried to contact my congressman. I contacted my the a couple. I tried to contact a couple of the politicians in my state and city, and the only thing they really did was, on my behalf, check the status of our case. So, like, I went the political route. I went and tried to get free legal help. I Because I can't afford, you know. What about out of state? That case, I believe, is closed because the petition got revoked. And it's been at a standstill ever since, so. And I did have a lawyer at that tail end of it, and they said, well, if you could come up with more evidence. I go, well, some of the evidence we need is us living together. Rent or house, a lease, bank statements, something. And we can't get any of that if we're not together. I've tried. I even, when we first got married, I even tried to put him on my. I even tried to put him on my tax returns, because I read online and heard from a couple people, and I knew at least one person that was able to file their taxes for their spouse that was still living in Morocco. But when I went to try to do that, just so I would have something with both our names on it, every tax place I went to looked at me like I had 10 heads. First I went to, the block. I'm not going to say the full name because they're not a sponsor. I went to the block, and they said, oh yeah, if you go down to the federal office downtown, you should be able to do it down there just fine. Even online, on the federal tax website, said if I went to the federal building in downtown Boston, that they would be able to help me with that. I went, and they looked at me like I had 10 heads, and they told me, oh, we don't do that anymore. A year later, I went back to the same immigration organization to see if I could get a lawyer to help me again, because I wanted to try again a year later. And there's a video, I think it was from 2015, somewhere in 2015 or 16. 2015. No, wait. Maybe 2016. I can't remember. 15 or 16, I can't remember. But there's a video where I went with my cousin to the same place again, because she wanted to find out information on how to get her fiance here. I went to see if I can start a new case and if they would help me, and they literally, in a matter of minutes, crushed my dreams. They're like, oh, it doesn't matter what's on paper, it doesn't matter about this, it matters, it matters on, the relationship, it matters, blah, 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 blah. They said it doesn't matter what you have paper-wise. I'm like, no, he whatever. I don't remember exactly what the lawyer said, but he basically crushed any hope that I had at the time that I could start a new case. I still haven't given up. I just have no idea where to turn. I haven't figured. I know. Okay, I appreciate that. Need a mask. And I believe I still have all the information from our previous case. I just have to go through some of the paperwork to find the final page that says what the red flags were. That's why I'm turning. Thank you, Zena. That's why I keep looking towards social media because I feel like, and now that I'm actually getting an audience, thanks to hashtag I'm a creator, not to make fun of anything, but if it wasn't for hashtag a creator, I wouldn't even have all you guys in my live stream right now to be able to talk about this and have people share this and help me get the word out. Like I said, I even tagged Alex Wasabi, FuziTube, Adam Sella. I tagged them, hoping that like they might actually watch it, and if they were compelled enough, to at the very least share it with their audience. I don't want their money. I don't want any of that. Like, but if they know or can help me get someone of power, someone that is knowledgeable, someone that can help me in the right way. You know, I seen what Fuzi, the Fuzi fans can do. I know what a Doomy gang can do. I know I don't need these people, but when you see what the power that they had, these people, some of these YouTubers and celebrities have, it's like trying to go the local route by myself and not knowing which way to turn and who to listen to. It's like this is me putting videos out like I did today. Is me giving it to God, putting it out in the universe. I'm not giving up. I believe, you know, I believe God brought us together for a reason. Maybe there's a reason we're being separated at the same time. But the fact, we could have given up 3 years ago. You know, we could once we got the notice that we did. I even when when our when our thing got revoked, I said to my husband, maybe a month or two later, I said, I completely understand if you feel that you need to let go and start your life. I don't want to hold you back. I don't want you to resent me. I don't want you to resent the situation. If all I care about is your happiness. And and off and on for a while, we were fighting. We were very close a number of times of completely giving up. There's been times where he said to let me go, I said to let him go. Sometimes we fought and got to the point where we really didn't care anymore. But through it all, neither one of us has stepped up and went and filed for separation or divorce. Neither one of us will go and do it. He may ask me to do it, and I'm like, I can't do it here either. We got married there, and I don't want to go through with that. I've told myself for years that if I ever got married, unless it was an abusive relationship, I wasn't gonna just give up on it that easily. I only planned to be married once. And we literally, because I don't come from money. I'm a work, just like a lot of us on here. I'm working class or working poor. I mean, heck, I'm working 14 days straight. The last 3 days, including today and tomorrow night as well, I'm working 12-hour shifts. And then the rest of the week, I'm working 8-hour shifts until Thursday. I'm trying to figure out if I need to get a second job or change jobs or what I need to do. And I'm fighting myself because I don't want to just get another dead-end job. I want to, pursue what I love to do, as well as take care of my family. And I know I need money, but, I've settled for dead-end jobs for too long. I've settled for so many things for too long. No, and I understand that, mixed legacy. I understand that, and believe me, we've both gone back and forth on that. And even last night, when he said we need to go on our separate ways and start our lives, I agreed. And then I watched my boy Fuzi this morning, which sparked the light under my butt again. Not even just that. Before I even watched Fuzi today, myself, I felt myself starting to get resentful and starting to get negative and starting to play the why us card and the why me card. And I was like, no, you're not going there. Why are you going to allow yourself to get depressed over this again? Why are you going to why are you going to let your mind, it's not going to help you. It's not going to help him. It's not going to help the situation. It's not going to help me get the help that I need or get the money I need or follow my dreams. It's going to keep me in bed, or it's going to keep me with my head down. And if I truly believe, and I was like, if you truly believe in the law of attraction, you can't play the why me card. You can't keep looking at what happened in the past. You can't keep looking at what is right now. I know what is right now, but I also know know what I know and feel what I feel and believe what I believe. That our love is strong. You know. Hey Modbot, thank you for coming in again. I saw you a little earlier. Sorry if I'm not really responding to everybody. Hey Money, thank you for coming in. Right, and that's where I'm at now. That's where I am with money. That's where I am with work. That's where I am with my relationships. That's where I am with everything. I'm just trying to put I'm trying not to talk about the negative side of our relationship or or our experience or whatever. I'm trying to, you know, like the video. You might have the video I put out today. You could feel my sadness, but I hope you could also feel the knowing that I know it can come together. Thank you, I appreciate it. And if you get the chance, share the video that I put out earlier about taking one more, making one, making an. I don't even remember what I called it. Making one more try to save my marriage. I think that's what I called it. The link is in the description for this video, for this stream. So don't just like it, don't just comment on it, share it. And now that you know more of the backstory, you know, you can help in your own words. But yeah. So someone asked on how did we meet. All right. So here's a little bit more of the back. Here's the backstory. Okay. 2010, I converted to Islam, which is a whole other story. I was friends with a Muslim gentleman that I used to work with here. We were very good. We became very good friends. We talked all the time. We hung. We didn't really hang out, but like when we were at work, we could talk hours on end. Days go by, but he was married and he was of a particular culture where it's not permissible or doesn't look good when you talk to the opposite sex. And because he was married, he was always a slightly paranoid of people saying things and possibly getting back to his wife because he lived nearby. But like I said, we were good friends, and then he got extremely paranoid at one point, and the friendship kind of got severed. But one of the things he always used to say is, you have to understand my culture, my religion, culture, whatever. At the time, I'll be honest, I knew nothing about Islam. I didn't know much about anything. I didn't follow religion. I didn't follow anything. But I was, and after a while of us not talking and me trying to mend that friendship, at least end it on a peaceful and respectful note, I was like, you know what? Let me read the Quran. I read the Quran, and I started asking questions online and researching stuff online, and it was through reading the Quran that I converted to Islam. So in May of 2010, I converted to Islam, and I started looking for a local mosque to go to learn more and to just start practicing it as regularly as possible. In that year, I did my first Ramadan, the fasting, and where you fast, no water, no food, from sunrise to sundown for 30 days. And at night, what people might not know is at night, for 30 days straight, there's nightly prayers. So you go to the mosque and you pray for a couple hours, and there's a couple of times throughout that month where it's encouraged to stay at the mosque and pray all night. But that particular year, I had met my mother-in-law, and we started talking in the when we were at the night prayers, and we became friends. And then after Ramadan, I didn't see her as often, and I think a couple months had gone by, and then I saw her again. And whenever we saw each other, we kind of got excited, and I found out that she actually lived with her daughter, my sister-in-law, down the street from me. So we would, especially during the warmer weather, we would meet at the park and hang out, or I would, take her places if she needed to go, or we would go to the mosque together on Friday or whatever. And um, fast forward to like October, September-ish of. Hello, Tiffany. You made it in finally. Yay! Um, yeah. So I say fast forward to September, October. Um, I was dealing with a breakup at the time, and I wasn't in any mood to even make friends, let alone start a new relationship or anything like that. And she was about to. My mother-in-law was planning to go back to Morocco for a little while. At the end of, I think it was at the end of October or something like that. And I didn't know this until a couple weeks after she had left. But the last day that I had saw her, she was gonna ask for my hand in marriage for her son, who's now my husband. Yes, she lived down the. She actually lived probably like 8 blocks away from me with her daughter-in-law. And we didn't know that until after I had saw her months after the first Ramadan that I did. But like I said, come October-ish of 2011, she was gonna do the traditional thing of asking my hand in marriage for her son. And because I was dealing with a bad breakup and whatever, the day she was gonna ask me, I was very upset about my other relationship. So she didn't ask me. A couple of weeks later, I got a call from my now sister-in-law, who, nervously was trying to tell me, about the tradition in Morocco of when, parents find someone they think is suitable for their child, that they would ask, see if their child is interested, and then ask that person or that the family of that person. Um, and my sister-in-law was nervous because she felt like it wasn't her position to be asking. Yeah, but because that's also a red flag. It's a red flag because they might think that we arranged something, because people, and I know this for a fact too, that people do that. They'll do arranged marriages with people out from other countries so they can get you know green cards and get papers to be here. So I understand why that looked like I understand why it looked like a red flag. The other reason why it looked like a red flag is because, like I said, I got married in 2012. So here's the short timeline, okay, and why it's a and you can kind of see and understand why it looks like a red flags. My mother-in-law asked me to marry him. Originally, I said no because I wasn't no. I didn't even want to make friendships at the time. Couple of weeks later, his sister, on behalf of the family, asked started to ask me, and I had told her that. I said, I appreciate that Mama, my mother-in-law, sees me like that, and thought highly enough of me to want to bring me into the family, but I wasn't ready. But because the seed was planted, and because I constantly had people telling me, "Oh, you have to move on from that other relationship. You have to meet new people. You have to blah 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 blah." I was like, you know what? And to be honest with you, at the time, even though I wasn't in the mood to meet anyone new, I was kind of looking online, not with any seriousness, but I was looking online on, dating sites or whatever, but I, again, wasn't seriously looking for anything. I was just kind of playing with the idea in my head, but I wasn't really ready. And I was like, it dawned on me between everybody else telling me whatever and me already playing around on dating sites. I go, if I'm going to play around on dating sites with complete strangers, I might as well just reach out and talk to my talk to now my husband online to see if there's even a connection, and at the very least we make a friendship. I had nothing to lose, he had nothing to lose, so I reached out both to my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law, and let them know that to let him know that if he's willing to chat and get to know each other without any expectation of anything, I would be willing to do that. So we started talking, and we did end up, to the best of our ability, because he didn't really know much. His English was very bad at the time. He really didn't know much English. I didn't know any Arabic. That's part of the culture. Because there's some cultures in regions, not just in Islam but in other cultures, where they don't even meet before they get married. It's the arranged some of the arranged marriages, the ones that are gonna get married. Some of them don't even meet or talk to each other until the day of the marriage. That's some of the culture. But from my understanding, from Morocco, it's a little bit more looser than that, where you know the parent can go to, like, for that definitely was not the case though. It's completely understandable why that would be the red look like a red flag, but that wasn't the case. Because, like I said, originally my mother-in-law was gonna ask, but she never asked. But 2 weeks later, her daughter, my sister-in-law, eventually asked, and I kind of let it go, or I originally said no, and then we started talking. Then we started to hit it off, and then I told him, I said, you know, I think I can consider it, but we have to meet in person to see if this is a real connection and not just, you know, an online fantasy or whatever. So we met in March of 2012. I was there practically for the whole month, and by the end of the month, I was married. We were married. And again, like I said, I completely get why those are red flags. But at the same time, some of the stuff that they want from, immigration wants, this, bank accounts, property, whatever, some of that stuff you need to be living in the same facility, same living space to be able to do that. I tried to, like I said, after the first year of marriage, I even tried to file, put him on my taxes, and I couldn't do it. I tried for 2 years to do that, and I couldn't do it. Every time I asked, people go, "Oh yeah, go talk to this person. Oh yeah, do that." Or they looked at me like I had 10 heads, so I couldn't even get the tax return with his name on it. Because I know another Moroccan couple that did do that. The husband lived here, the wife lived, or the wife lived in Morocco. He was able to file and get the proper identification number to be able to file. But yeah. But yeah, like I said, I'm obviously not giving up because not only did I put the video today, I just spent the last hour talking about it and asking people to at the very least, share the video. Um, and hopefully it gets to the eyes and ears of the right person, right people. I'm just giving it a minute. Well, here's the funny part. My first, I had the most stereotypical touristy thing to ever happen. This stuff can only happen. Well, it obviously doesn't just happen in the movies. So I was only in Morocco a couple days. Oh, let's see. Jet lag hit me very hard. First off. Second, within a day or two, I was getting sick. Sinuses, allergies, congestion. I think actually ended. I must have. I think I had a bronchitis, but I refused to go to the doctors. But I was hacking up a lung the whole time that I was there. I think it was the third or fourth day that I was there. I sprained my ankle in the middle of trying to get the paperwork together to be able to get married in Morocco. I had to go down to the U.S. Embassy in Morocco for some paperwork. I was with my mother-in-law. I stepped off a curb and my ankle was like, guess what? You're not walking anymore. So half my trip was lying on the couch, hacking up a lung with my ankle raised. um, well, it took the whole month of me being there to get married. No, I don't think that was a stipulation about a whole year. And I wouldn't have been able to do that anyway. Of course. Of course, I wouldn't be, putting all this out. Hello, how are you? Simon, I see you. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. And for those who didn't hear earlier, there are personal reasons why I couldn't. There's a number of reasons why I couldn't move to Morocco to live there with him. There's a lot of reasons why I couldn't. Financial reasons, family reasons, other reasons, but I know I'm talking a lot of, putting a lot out here now, but I don't want to put out a whole lot of details. You know. And really, as much as I'm sharing, even what I'm sharing is, personal stuff. Sorry, I just realized I had some paperwork here I had to take care of. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Okay, I'm back. I just had to deal with some actual work. So. The sprained ankle. The thing is, I'm very prone to sprained ankles. You have no idea how many sprained ankles I've had over my life. I should make that as a not to get off subject. Maybe I should because I've basically put everything out there. Um, I hit 750 supporters tonight. Hashtag hell yeah. um, but I plan to do a giveaway. I'm just trying to. I gotta find time to make a video to show what I want to give away, and I may do it more randomly. I'm not giving it to just the 750th person. But I want to do a giveaway. I think of a couple of my paintings, so I'm gonna, in the next couple of days, because I'm again tomorrow Sunday, I'm working another 12-hour shift. So I'm stuck here, so I won't be able to make the type of video I want to make to be able to do the giveaway. But I may announce that I want to do it during the live stream. I might do, or come up with, some kind of thing where you all leave a comment in a particular type of comment, and I'll pick a couple people randomly to get a couple of my paintings. That's the other thing. I gotta figure out which paintings I'm willing to part with. Yeah, I was talking about the immigration attorney stuff earlier. I went through a immigration organization here in Boston um, that have lawyers on hand, and if they can't particularly help you, they usually refer you to a law firm, and that happened towards the end of my end of the last case that we had, because after my we got married. We started the immigration papers in 2012. 2013, he had his interview. A week later, he had a second interview. It took them a year and a half. It took them almost 2 years because we didn't hear from immigration again until 2015. No, was it? 2000. Yeah, 2015. We finally heard back. I try to go through congressmen, I try to go through the local politicians. I try to, ask for legal help wherever I could. And then I went through an organization here in Boston who referred me to a law firm. And just as the lawyer started to get in contact with me, that's when I finally started getting a response back from immigration that they wanted more evidence, they wanted more paperwork, and not anything that I could actually provide because the things that they wanted, you need, come when you live together. You know, lease, bills, taxes. They wanted those sort of things to prove our relationship, and I'm like, but you have to allow us to be together to be able to do that. And you know, they never asked me they, of course, completely understandable why they ask the person trying to come in the country all the questions, but nobody ever contacted me to ask me questions on how come you don't go visit him more, how come you don't live with them, how come you blah blah. You would think that they would want to know my side of it too, because I am part of the reason why part of the reason he's trying to. I'm supposed to be part of the reason why he's coming. But no, they went off only on off of him. But again, just as I finally got legal assistance because I couldn't come up with more evidence. Even the lawyer advised. She says you have two options. She said either we could try to proceed, and they can deny it. There's a good possibility that they'll deny the whole case, and if they deny it, it's going to make it harder for you to reapply. But if you withdraw the case, you can, start up later on when you are able to have more evidence, or you're able to pursue it better or whatever. I don't remember everything. And I was already heartbroken. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what direction to. I was afraid of being denied. So we opted out to withdraw the case, which in turn, because it had an approved petition. It was him getting the visa that was the issue. Because of the red flags that they found, and because they didn't like his answers during the interview. Um, yeah. So and then, so again, we opted out to withdraw our case, which turned into revoking the original approved petition. So, and that's where it was left, so. But again, as much as I've talked about, the timelines and the history and all that, I refuse to believe there's absolutely nothing I can do. I refuse to believe that we can't be together, or we have to give up. It's completely understandable if we do decide to part ways and we follow through on it. But the fact that we didn't even get a chance to start, that's what really gets to me. I want a chance to start. And I don't want to go where my head's going right now, so I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking out loud. So, and thank you on the 750. I got 250 more to go to that 1K. That puts a smile on my face. And I want that to be my momentum. Not getting 1K, but the positive thing that's going on in my life. I want that to be the magnet for everything else to fall into place. I've been getting very inspired and motivated. Oh, I know. I know. Believe me, I know. And it angers me to no end. Not just because of my own situation. Not only because of the situation my cousin is having with her fiance, but because I know there are innocent people being hurt. I know the media is not showing everything. I know people, I've seen people go through stuff. To think, and I started talking about this last night just before I started getting trolled. Before I had to abruptly end my stream. The only reason why that's not weird to me is, again, it's understandable because he's the person trying to come into the country, so they have to see from the perspective of looking at him if he's a danger to if the situation if he's genuine in his intent to come here to be with me. My husband's been in a severe depression pretty much our whole marriage. The last time I went to visit him, I think was the last time that while I was there, that he smiled or had a genuine reason to smile. If you watch the video, if you saw the picture of us together with the sparklers going, that was our third anniversary. And about a week after I had come home from that trip, his cousin was getting married. And his cousin not only was getting married, but had a brand new car, had a house lined up, had money, in everybody around him, his friends, his family, that are especially around his age were starting families, getting cars, getting homes, and here he is, can't work in the profession that he was certified in because his certification became invalid. Couldn't and still can't find a job, because if you think the job situation in the States are bad, some of these other countries are 10 times as bad. Why do you think they're coming here looking for work? Just gonna leave it at that. Because I'm not gonna get into a political argument about anything. He's got medical issues. He's got severe arthritis that he can't get treated because he doesn't have the money to go to the doctors. From what I heard multiple times in the last 6 months, my mother-in-law just went back about a month or two ago. Before that, her sister told my mother-in-law that she started crying the last time she saw my husband because the swelling he has in his knees and his ankles and his hands from his arthritis. By the way, I'm going to be 42 in September. He's 4 years younger than me. And he's got severe arthritis that is going untreated because nobody can afford to help him get it treated. My mother-in-law even said when she saw him when she got home, that she was on the verge of tears. And off and on the last couple of months, I've been having a real, not that I haven't had the urge over the last couple of years, but the last couple of months, and hearing that his health is as bad as it is. And if you're wondering what I'm playing with, my phone is being charged while I do this, so I'm playing with the charging cord. I want to go visit him. But I don't have the money at the moment. I am in debt. He's in debt. I was helping him the best I could financially, but over the last year, he gets very little financial help from me because I'm not, over the last 3 years, my financial situation has gone up and down considerably. I do my best. If you've watched more than the last couple months of my videos, you see my ups and downs. You've seen me trying to stay positive. You've seen me, you know, continue to push forward. So, and even now, even though you see me kind of making faces and getting lost, kind of getting lost in my thought at the moment, you know, I'm getting lost again. And you see my eyes kind of wander off. When my mother-in-law was getting ready to go, I kept saying, I wish I could go with you. Every time I talk to my mother-in-law, I say, I wish I was there. Because on top of me and my husband, me and my mother-in-law are actually best friends. So regardless of what happens with me and my husband, my mother-in-law and I will still be friends. Nice. We'll have to do it would be interesting if it would actually be, if the timing would be right, but we should do a jam session when I can do a live stream from my home, my house, from my laptop. Your grandfather passed away, or the family pet passed away, or both? And my condolences as well. Because I saw Tiffany's post earlier about the dog. It was Tiffany, right? Yeah. There's a couple of Tiffany's in the hashtag I'm a creator, but I believe... Ah, okay. Condolences for both. May they both be at peace. I'm a little tired too, so if I start looking a little dazed, that's why as well. Well, happy birthday. I know it's not under the... you didn't have the best circumstances the last 2 days, but happy birthday regardless. And I want to thank everybody that's actually hung out for as long as you've hung out. I appreciate it. The other thing I'll be showcasing this week is I ordered a couple of my I ordered a couple more of my own designs, my shirts. So you'll get to see what they actually what they look like versus what, cuz I know when you look at clothing online, when you see the generic pictures, it doesn't always look the same in person. So, and because the picture's like this big, you can't always see the detail. So I ordered some of the shirts, a couple of the shirts that I don't already have that I really like the design, but I want to see what they look up. I personally want to see what they look like up close. And so oh, I keep wondering why I'm getting a headache. It's because I haven't been drinking enough. This has been full since 6 o'clock. This p.m. Eastern time. And it's now almost 2 a.m. Eastern time. You know what's funny is that this usually happens on the day of the yeah. Every time someone says something about one of my shirts, if I'm wearing it, I just go aloveproductions.com. aloveproductions.com. Or if I see somebody else wear it, like the other day, a cousin of mine that I got shirts for, he took a picture. He had a button, an open button top on, but he had the T-shirt that I got him underneath, and I could see it, and I was like, "Hey, nice T-shirt. Where'd you get it?" And of course, he had to be smart about it and be like, somebody gave it to me. You should ask them." Like, couldn't just say it was aloveproductions.com. aloveproductions.com. And anybody that actually comes in and watches all the way through this, the link for aloveproductions.com is down below, so you can see what we're talking about. Because this video itself has nothing to show for it, for aloveproductions.com. There's nothing, I'm not wearing anything representing that. I should always be wearing something, even when I'm working, but then I get in trouble, so I can't. Who's left in here? I know Ghostly's here. Who else is in here? Is Tiffany still in here? Just quiet? Because according to my screen, I got 2 people in here, so I don't know if there's more than 2. Still here. Is Tiffany in here too? Ah, but she's not in the chat herself? Because I'm just curious on who the second person is. Alright, who gets a kick out of the faces I make while I stare at the screen? And it looks like I'm cross-eyed. It's because the screen is here. Ah! Yeah. I'm here now. That's the only downside of using your phone as your camera, because you want to focus on where the lens is, which is here. But because I got the screen in front of me, I'm pretty much looking at myself. That's why my head, it always looks like I'm looking away from the camera. I am looking away from the camera. The camera's not in this direction, it's right there. This is the camera. You missed it last night. I was crushing my own head. I'll do it again. Let's see. Right there. Ready? Head crusher. Crushing my own head. I was flicking myself in the head last night too. I was doing this. Ready? I was doing this. Ready? I got too much time on my hands. Are you familiar with the comedy troupe Kids in the Hall? Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, but if you know what if you're familiar with Kids in the Hall, they have the head crusher and the face pincher. The head crusher is obviously this thing. I crush you. And then there's an episode where they had the face pincher, where he turned his hand the other way. I can't do it. Right there. This is face pincher. All right, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Right, and then they did another skit, right, where the head crusher was sitting with his girlfriend, and he was getting annoyed with his girlfriend, so he did this. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see. Nobody's home. There's nobody home. Nobody home. And then at the end of it, he goes, if we stay like this for a month, we could live rent-free. So this thing, the way you do it is when you're standing across from somebody, put your hand all the way up to your eye and squint, You go like this, and they disappear behind your eye. So when you want to pretend the person isn't there, just go. Go. Nobody's there. No, but the line that they used to say. Look it up too. Look up "Kids in the Hall" Head Crusher. I'm sure there's a couple of clips on YouTube somewhere. But for that particular skit, when they did this thing, and they both started doing it, and like I said, I think it was the very last line of the skit. He was like, "If we stay like this for a month, we live rent free." Hey, how are you, Trending Topic? Thank you for coming in. You missed the deep part of the conversation, but I'm still going. Of course, who can forget a name like Trending Topic? So what I've been asking people to do throughout the live stream is, if you go find my last video, the link is actually in the description for this live stream. The video is called making another try at saving my marriage. Without going through the whole story again, I would suggest watching the video, or when you get a chance, watch the first like half hour, an hour of this, because I explain a lot more in the live stream than I do in the video. Because I was really, with the video, I tried not to get into too much detail, and I know people here started asking more questions. The reason why I didn't want to get into too much detail is because, one, I didn't want people to judge. Two, I'm tired of talking about, I don't talk about details anymore because I don't want to bring up past energy. And also, I want to continue to work on believing that me putting out into the universe that I want help with the situation, that the right people are going to find their way into my life, or I'm going to find my way into their life, whichever way it happens. And stuff, and I hope whoever comes across this, after the fact, and watched the beginning of the stream, that they watched it without too much judgment, with an open heart and open mind, and regardless of what you feel about the government or the situation with immigration as a whole, to please not pass judgment on us, on what I've shared, because you only know what I did share. You don't know us as a whole, as humans, as a couple. So, no, I'm not crying. My eyes are just dry. Dry. I know it's risky to share as much as I share on social media, But if you watch, for those of you who have become um, consistent viewers, this is how I am. I don't like to hide anything. I like to be transparent. And it's helpful for me. So, I mean, you can even share this live stream when it's posted if you want. But I think the video that I posted, the actual video, I think is a better uh, call to action. Definitely. I appreciate that. And like I said last night, my husband didn't even come to me angrily or resentful or anything. He tried to come from a genuine place of, I just want to start my life. He wants children. He wants what we all want. He wants what he sees his friends and family have. Instead, he's at home, living in his parents' house. Can't find work. Doesn't have his own money. Can't be with his wife. Can't start a family. Doesn't have his own mode of transportation. He borrows money from friends and family, and then constantly is concerned with paying them back, which for good reason. Well, unfortunately, my husband is not much of a talker. And the fact that he's in such a severe depression right now, we might talk one. To be honest, we used to talk on a very daily basis. We used to talk constantly. Granted, a lot of times, and slowly but surely, the talks became a little less because, at least on his end, and this is why I said in the video that I put out that his life in Morocco is a lot worse than mine is, in the sense that I'm financially able to pay bills and buy food and buy clothes and whatever for me, and to help my family here. Even if I lived alone and I just had to worry about me here, I can't help him like I was helping him before. I used to send him 50, at the very least $50 a week, or every couple of weeks. I think the last time I sent him any money was about a month ago. So and he's looked for When I tell people that he's not working, people think that he's just being lazy. I said, you don't understand how things are there. He doesn't work. He has no money. If his mother is there and when she comes back, if he's able to get something to send me as a gift, he'll do that. But he doesn't have money for his own expenses. Yes. The last few times that he's talked to me about money, he's talked about being in debt because he's had to borrow money from friends. I'm just taking a minute to see if you guys write, if anybody writes anything else before I say anything. That's one of the other reasons why I get quiet. Because I believe that there's a delay, so I just kind of wait to see if you respond to the last thing I say. Because I'd rather respond back instead of continuing on with a thought. If I'm deep in the thought, then I keep going, but if I kind of finish the thought before I go on to the next topic. I am tired. Hold on a second. My jacket got tangled up in my seat. I put it up on the counter. No, I know. And that's one of the reasons why, like, I haven't been sending him as much money as I used to, because it was just getting too hard. And it's not because I don't want to help him. It's just, that's one of the things that would be so much easier if he was here. Because, I buy food for the house, we all eat. Me having to buy food for my house and then send him money so he can buy food, that's it's a whole other thing. And what he doesn't, just like we have our thoughts about people in other countries, people have an idea about here, that they don't realize how many hours people have to work just to make ends meet. And they don't realize that not every job in the U.S., makes you rich. I'm just getting tired. And I'm dehydrated. And I need a coffee. And I can't get one. Well, I could get one, but then I'd have to end the stream, and I don't want to. Yeah, we don't work to live. We work for food. We work to pay bills. I don't want that to be the case anymore. That's why I'm doing things that I love. The t-shirts. Is that your way of counting down the time you're going to bed? You're gonna tune the guitar and then go to bed? Like, right, got the E, B, and G. Got 3 more. And then I'm knocking out. So yesterday, Friday. Was it Friday? No, Thursday. Thursday, a cousin of mine stopped by my job, because those of you who saw it on my Facebook, I asked anybody that could get me a coffee to get in touch with me, and she did. And we were talking, and she made me, I didn't finish applying, but she was trying to get me to apply for Lyft and try doing the car rental program that they have, and try to make extra money with Lyft, and see if that's something I would want to do full time, so I can have the freedoms that I want, by working my own hours and all that good stuff. So what do you do for work? Pay bills. What do you do for fun? Work a second job. We rock all night and party every day. I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day. I guess that's kind of sort of that night when I said, should I go this way or that way? And you're like, ooh, heavy, heavy energy over there. You know, the area that I'm in now, right? And I think I mentioned this before. In the back end, one day I was walking. I was doing a patrol. It was still daylight, and and I swear up and down, I felt somebody. There was nobody around, absolutely nobody around, but I literally felt somebody run right up behind me. I obviously didn't look back. Well, kind of, sort of. I looked through the corner of my eye, but I wasn't about to turn around. But I literally heard and felt. I heard the feet run up behind me, and I felt like the energy. That was scary. Okay, that's definitely creepy. I'm a little creeped out just thinking of showing you this, but that little doll, it's been sitting in his office for the last 7 years. And it just sits there. Every now and again, the body gets detached from the head. Because somebody knocks it over or something. You saw me look back, right? You didn't freak me out. I freaked myself out. Can't sleep, clown will eat me. And Tiffany, you didn't freak me out just yet. I was just anticipating you tell me that you felt an energy. I was like, watch her tell me that there was an energy. She felt something or saw something. And I was about to say, don't tell me. I was like, no, wait and see if she does tell you. Good. Don't even play around. That's why I looked back the last time and why I want to look now. Playing with a piece of tin foil. I'm getting tired. I still got 3.5 hours left, I think. I'm contemplating whether I should end the stream yet or not. You're playing with a piece of tin foil too? Yeah. I get off at 6 a.m. this morning. Today. But then I'll be back at 6 p.m. That would be cool. Well, my friends in Texas are growing, so yeah. Although I've heard more than once people say that people in Boston are rude, but I don't know. I don't go out much, so I don't know where they find the rude people at. Well, at this time of night, I have to get it at the gas station, but it's Dunkin' Donuts, so. Get out of here! I keep hearing this high-pitched noise that I think is an alarm, but it's not. It's these, like, venting turbines on top of the barns that the wind keeps blowing through, so it sounds like a creepy screeching sound. I'm gonna put those keys. Nothing. I'm trying to figure out what I did with a set of keys. Thought I had them on my desk, but apparently I don't. Because they're not my keys. So. Let's see. I think I know it there. I'll be right back. Give me a second. I'm back. I'm back. I don't smoke. All by myself. All by myself. $18 likes. Yay. I hope 2 more people can come in and get that to 20 likes. Fine. Well, I was at 19 likes last night. I couldn't get to the 20. Alright, thank you. Appreciate that. Ooh, another person. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit. I'm a little too tired, so I'm a little bit punchy. Okay, it says 19 on my side, so I'm guessing on your side it says 20. Fourth person came in and out. If there's still a fourth person, hit the like button so I could see a 20. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the get me to let me see the number change again. I just get a kick out of watching the numbers change. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for liking the stream. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. What's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you for coming in, Mr. Sandwich Show. If you didn't already, hit the like button. Just hanging out. I'm in on 2.5 hours so far. I may end it shortly because I'm debating if I want to get a coffee or not. If it does say 20 on your side and it actually shows up when I end this, then I hit my goal for the night at least. I tried to get 20 likes yesterday and it didn't happen. Got to 19 and that was it. I am tired. I'm not nearly as tired as I was in the beginning of the week, but I'm getting there definitely. I don't know if you caught snippets of the few streams that I tried to put up last week, or not last week, the beginning of this past week. I literally in the beginning of my shift could barely keep my eyes open. And it wasn't just I'm tired, I want to sleep. It was like my body was telling me you have no choice, you're gonna go to sleep. And they weren't nearly as long as they are when you and Ghostly are here. 'Cause you're my best friend. I'm sure. Sounds like you had a crazy week. Chocolate. Chocolate! I remember chocolate. I remember when they first made chocolate. Here, have a bite. Okay, so having kids, I know you watch SpongeBob. My favorite episode is the chocolate episode.
I remember when they invented chocolate. I always hated it.
Don't mind me, I'm just reciting lines from the SpongeBob episode. That was one of the few episodes of SpongeBob that, like, it was one of those shows where a few shows that had me hyperventilating from laughing so hard. There's only one other show that gets me to laugh that hard. Whose line is it anyway? Whose Line Is It Anyway is the only show that I have to go to the bathroom before they come back from commercial and not drink while the show's on. Because one, if I'm drinking, I will spit it out. And two, if I don't go to the bathroom before I start watching, there is a good possibility of leakage. Just keeping it real. I think my cousin likes Impractical Jokers. But Whose Line Is It Anyways is my show. Definitely my show. I love Whose Line. One of my cousins used to work with me here, and there was one day that we were sitting around. If I could, I don't know if I could find all the sound bites, but we used to record ourselves saying lines from TV shows. We would do SpongeBob. We would take lines from Whose Line Is It Anyway? Because they had that one game called Two Line Vocabulary, where two of the guys only had two lines each that they could say, and then the third guy was trying to hold on a conversation with the other two. But for an example, right, the guy's trying to have the conversation with the other two guys, and one guy can only say, "What does that do?" And that's not what you said yesterday. And then the other guy that can only say two lines will say, "I hit 20 or maybe 21. Yay, thank you for doing that. Appreciate it. You are awesome." Tickle, tickle, tickle. What did you say? But the funny thing is like we We recorded some of the lines. All right, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy your stay. Here, have some water, or wrappers up to a candy bar. Or a piece of foil that used to have a turkey and cheese wrap. Or you could have some ginger ale. No sponsor. I think that's a personal problem. I think that was a little too much information there, buddy. Alright, should I shoot for 3 hours? Because I'm at 2:37 right now. Mine too. Alright, so let's let it hit 2:40 and we can start saying our goodbyes. I'm just kind of watching the clock. Watching the time roll on, roll by. I'm literally watching the time. Because I'm zoning out.
Oh my God, she's blowing kisses.
It is a kiss, right? And there's 2:40. Alright. Since you two actually have lives to get to, and then, you actually get to go to sleep. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for hanging out as usual. You guys rock. I will end it to allow you to get your beauty sleep. And I will see you in the next vlog. And anyone that comes in here and actually makes it to the end of this video, I thank you. I appreciate it. Please don't forget to click the links down below. The first link is for my last video One more try to save my marriage. Please go and share that video with as many people as possible. Um, and all the other links. My PayPal is there if you would like to donate um, towards me making better videos, towards me helping to get start the immigration process or help me pay down my debt. That would be wonderful. If you would like to get something in return for what you send to me, you can also go buy a shirt off at aloveproductions.com. Otherwise, follow me on social media. Um, all the links are down below. And starting this coming Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be live on ZoomX Radio on my show called Inspired by Love. So follow me, like me, spread the word, spread love, and I'll see you in the next video. As always, like, love, share, and inspire. Don't forget, love is everything, and I'll see you next time. Much love.
Bye bye now. Take care then.